Hi everyone, it's Sarah and I'm so excited to be popping on making my first video for you today. So it has been an absolute long time coming and I'm so excited to be here. So hi everybody who may be new to my work or people who have never seen me in person or heard me talk. A big warm welcome to you guys. So what I wanted to talk about today in this first video, which is super exciting, is a little bit about this concept, everything in moderation. And it would have to be probably the most well-known piece of advice that just seems to slip past everybody's lips. And it's something that I've been seeing a lot of recently, and I've just felt really compelled to talk about how this concept of eating in moderation is just complete bogus and so confusing for so many of us who are suffering or who have suffered from years, months, weeks, whatever, of disordered eating. So fighting food, feeling completely insane around food. So I want to give you my perspective today, and basically I see eating in moderation as just another diet. I see it for women like us to be just another way for a diet in disguise to inflict rules, to enforce control on us, and to basically still make us feel restricted around food. Here are a couple of examples that I hear from a lot of my clients and examples that I personally endured when I was trying to eat in moderation myself. I would go out on Friday night and I would say to myself, okay, I'm going to physically allow myself to drink wine. I'll have one glass of wine, just one, because wine's kind of still not great. It's still not healthy for me. So a couple of things here. I was still thinking from a perspective of food being good and food being bad. And I think when we try to eat in moderation, we're trying to be more accepting towards some of those bad foods. So technically, we're not really addressing our food fears. We're just physically allowing ourselves to eat or, to accept the food rather than emotionally understanding and emotionally allowing ourselves to be okay with the food. Now, my big point is when you are physically allowing yourself, physically permitting yourself to eat food rather than emotionally allowing yourself, which is the part that allows yourself to feel okay about what you're doing, you're never going to get anywhere. You're going to fall into that diet binge cycle because the physical allowance basically has nothing to do with the mindset. Physical allowance is that simple act of doing something. And I'm going to link to a couple of blog posts where I talk more about this, about how if we want to make big changes, if we actually want to get off this diet binge cycle, if we want to get off this cycle where we're constantly in that stage of going through guilt, going through shame, going through self-loathing, we need to get to the stage where we're emotionally allowing ourselves to eat. We're not restricting ourselves from an emotional perspective. And that's essentially what normal eaters do. Normal eaters don't have this kind of mentality where they've got the good foods and they've got the bad foods, and they are physically allowing themselves to eat more of the bad foods, or the unhealthy foods, without doing the mental, psychological work, the mindset work. A few more examples from my own personal journey and even stories that clients tell me a lot are things like, okay, I'll go out and I'll allow myself to have a couple of teaspoons of dessert, or I'll allow myself to have one bowl of dessert at a gathering or a party, or one slice of cake. And then what I find happens is a lot of the time for a lot of these women who have been dieting, they eat some of the cake, they have a couple of teaspoons of dessert, and you know what? Naturally, and you know this, you want more. You've allowed yourself to eat the food that you've restricted yourself from so long, so you want more. So you eat more. And then what happens? That guilt, shame, self-loathing loop. And I find that with this whole allowing yourself to eat in moderation, a lot of us don't have a clue what moderation means. For a lot of us who have been allowing food to control us, we have been a victim to food. Food has been whipping us left, right, and center. It's been flogging us for so long. We have absolutely no idea what moderation means. We're all trying to achieve normal eating or wanting to achieve it at some point along our journey, but yet we have no idea what this means. And naturally, when we allow ourselves to eat food again, the barometer of what's normal is going to be something that's a complete enigma to all of us. So this is why I just feel that this whole eating in moderation advice is just a whole lot of bogus to so many of us women. And so many of us women, furthermore, who have had a lot of issues with disordered eating. So if you want to know more about this topic, I've written a blog post about it. I'm going to link that below. And as promised, I'm going to link some other blog posts that I think are going to be really helpful, because there's a lot of subtopics that come off this topic. It's absolutely huge, and I could go into all the other little bits and pieces, but I'm going to save them for some other videos, and you will definitely be seeing and hearing from me soon. So nice to talk with you in this way, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.